BroncoiRadio.com, where every second of the day an artist is live. This is your tutorial on how to use the console. The console is very straightforward. There's nothing very sophisticated about it. You just have to pay attention. Right now, we're just getting a feel as to the whole situation. It may be slightly overwhelming because of all the switches, but as Mr. Thomas has labeled it, he's made everything very simple, very 1, 2, 3, or as they say in the military, it's broken down Barney style. So let's go over each switch and each slider so we understand the function and what we're doing. In the studio, each microphone is labeled. There are 5 microphones in the studio as labeled here on the console. Mic red or mic 1 is the main microphone, which is in front of the console. That is your microphone. Mic 2, as the arrow suggests, is the blue mic that is directly to your left. Mic 3 and mic 4 are as follows. Mic 3, mic 4. Lastly, we don't call it mic 5, but it's pretty known that the DJ mic is part of the DJ system. So if I was to look up and turn all the way left, you would see this is where the DJ sets up at, and of course, that is the DJ mic. So let's go over this one more time. Can you name this mic? Mic 1, red mic. Can you guess where mic 2 is at? Mic 2. Where is mic 3 and mic 4? Mic 3 and mic 4. Lastly, we have the DJ mic. The DJ mic. When on a console, you never want to push the slider past the gray mark. The gray mark indicates where you should stop. If you're speaking over the mic and you're overmodulating, the voltmeter will read over into the red. You don't want that. So in case that this turns into red, all you have to do is turn down the mic that you're using. Or in the case of somebody else speaking, turn down their mic until it becomes accepted volume, where this is where ideally you will want to be. Now these are the channels that control our media touch, which we'll look at a tutorial a little later on after this. But just for reference, this is called media touch, your software that runs the radio station. If you look at each song, you'll see a number that's directly next to on the right side of it. You see a number 1, you see a number 2, you see a number 3. Well, these correlate with the sliders that are on the console. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. All this simply means is that the song that correlates with the console, that's the channel that it's on. The way our media touch works is that it's in constant rotation. So after the jingle plays on channel 1, it will then go to channel 2 in 6 seconds. Now we're on channel 2. So to control the volume on channel 2, we move here. And so forth and so on. Now, if you notice on media touch, you didn't see a channel 4. The reason why you didn't see a channel 4 is because this controls another aspect and another sound on our media touch. Let's discuss. Channel 4 actually controls what we call our bumpers. The right side of media touch has your presets and the things that you use to introduce a show or introduce a break or to come out of a break. If you're confused, let me give you an example. So in channel 4, if I want to use one of my bumpers, ideally I would turn that all the way up, and then I would press, using my mouse, one of the bumpers. But because we're broadcasting live right now, we're not going to do that. But there's a way to listen to these bumpers without broadcasting live, and let's find out how we do that from the console. So we go back to channel 4, we turn it all the way down. I know that seems contradictory if we want to listen to it, but the console has a trick. You see, the way the console is built, they have what they call a Q button. The Q button allows you to listen through the speaker on the console, where it doesn't broadcast live. So what we do is we turn up our Q button, we hit the switch, now we're in Q. We turn the volume down, because if we don't, even in Q, it'll still broadcast simultaneously with whatever is playing. So with the slider down, with the Q button on, with the Q volume turned up, let's find out what we're going to play next. I'm going to simply click it.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Begin your Saturday mornings with I Think from 8 to 10 a.m. only on BroncoiRadio.com.
That's what channel 4 is for. Channel 4 is solely for your drops and for your bumpers. Don't forget, once you get through with it, to turn it back up to the gray line, turn the Q off, and now you're back to regular station mode. These sliders you don't have to worry about so much. Of course, they're still self-explanatory. This one controls the CD volume. The Comp TT is for those of you that will be on the iMix. All you would do is simply press your AB button so that the DJ will be able to hear his mixes, and the station be able to hear the mixes on his board. But that's another lesson for another day. You don't have to worry about these two switches because you will never touch them. Let's go over our volume buttons. Again, pretty self-explanatory. We just use the Q button for the volume. This volume controls this speaker. This is your headphone speakers. And this is the monitor speakers in the studio. Your monitors are number 1 and number 2. So as the song is playing, the studio sound. You don't have to worry about these switches because you'll never use them. This has been your tutorial on how to use the console. BroncoiRadio.com, where every second of the day an artist is live.